want to beat that up too much. And in addition to the landscape, there's been some major changes with FAFSA this year. Financial aid overhaul, probably one of the biggest changes that I've seen since I've been in the industry. And the first big change is the elimination of the sibling discount. So before, you had the ability to have multiple students in college, but you get a discount on what you were expected to pay per student. So in this particular regard, let me go ahead and remove myself. Is now they're saying that if your expected contribution is, let's say, in this example that I have here on the screen, let me pull up that example for you guys. Now they're saying if you have a $60,000 expected contribution or student aid index, you're not going to get a break. It would be if you had one kid, 60 grand, the second kid, it may be, let's say 30 grand between two kids, totaling, 60 grand. But in this particular situation, they're saying, no, it's 60 grand per kid, meaning that you have to come out of pocket about $120,000 for both kids, or in this example, $180,000 if you have three. So that is a huge, huge deal, making it more challenging, obviously, for families to be able to pay the college bill. In addition to that, parents who own a business, before, your business was not factored in when it came to aid eligibility. You could have a $60,000 income, but your business may have been worth $3 million, and you didn't have to include the business valuation when applying for financial aid. But today you do. If you have a business, you have to include that business or that valuation of your business. Now, there's ways around this, and this is where strategies kind of come into play. But this is one of the big things that they're taking away. If you own a business or a farm, you now have to include that as you go through your FAFSA and your financial aid process. And lastly, parents who are separated or divorced. This is another big deal. So for those of you that are in this situation, a split household, I'll give you an example. Before, let's say the student lives with one parent who earns less income. The parent that the student doesn't primarily live with will provide child support, right? So, and by doing so, the parent that has a lower income will typically use their information when completing the financial aid forms. Today, that is not possible. The parent who provides the most support and or who claims the student on their taxes needs to be the one that provides their financial information. So if in a split situation and one parent is earns more money and providing child support, they also are the one that is typically claiming the student on their tax returns. So, but now they're saying none of that. You have to provide your information when completing the financial aid forms, meaning that the higher income parent is responsible for that student qualifying for financial aid. Very challenging, but the whole point is they're making it harder, more challenging for you, anyone, me included, to qualify for financial aid. As mentioned, we want to give you access to a subject matter expert, financial aid and funding strategies, a lot of the reports that I just talked about, private scholarship assistance, and negotiation and or appeals assistance. And all of this is free, okay? All this is free. Hopefully you haven't checked out yet, but this is completely free. We want you to have your questions answered, okay? We want to determine if we're a good fit to help you. We cannot help everyone, and we're not a good fit for everyone, and that's okay. But if we are a good fit, we're going to advise you on exactly what you need to be doing now. That includes what not to do, right? What you can do as far as some of your options, but most importantly, what you should be doing. So do not do this. Okay, you can do this. Here are the pros and cons based on your situation, but here's what I'm telling you need to do today. And lastly, we want to provide you with the custom strategies and PDFs that I mentioned in some of these slides to begin the necessary steps toward reducing your out-of-pocket costs for college. So
thank you for checking out that video. Hey, do me a favor. If you liked it, let us know by hitting that like button and or subscribing. If you have a question, please don't hesitate to comment below. It helps me out, it helps the algorithms out, and it helps us provide this information to many more people. I appreciate your time, and thank you again for checking out this video.